The first phase of the Lok Sabha elections is over. It has recorded a low turnout and this has caused debates in political circles. What does the low voter turnout actually indicate? Does it help the incumbent or the opposition? Who has an edge, especially when both the ruling party and the opposition have been saying that the numbers are of advantage to them? To understand this, we have political commentator Amitabh Tiwari with us. Thank you, Mr. Tiwari, for being here. So a turnout of 65.5% was recorded in 102 seats of phase 1 as against 69.9% on these seats in 2019, which marks a drop of almost 4.4% based on provisional numbers. Now, is that concerning, and what exactly do the numbers say? Which states have been an outlier in this and which states have departed from usual traditions?
See, essentially it's a cause of concern because the Election Commission and the NGOs and FM channels, television channels have been conducting a lot of awareness campaigns for increase in turnout. This is the first time since 2004 when the turnout has declined. So it's a cause of concern. Of course, there are many reasons to it which we will discuss as we move ahead. What does this indicate? Now, there is no clear trend with the electoral results. Now, if we compare from 1957 to 2019, there have been 16 elections. In 10 elections, the turnout has increased, whereas in 6 elections, the turnout has declined. In 10 elections, when the turnout increased, the incumbent government was repeated 6 times. So 60% of the time, the incumbent was repeated. When the turnout declined 6 times, the incumbent lost 4 times. So there's no clear trend. Incumbents have come back when turnout has increased, and they have also lost when turnouts have declined. Now 3 states, Assam, Chhattisgarh, of course there was only 1 seat, and Meghalaya are the states where the turnout is higher compared to previous time. Assam, it could be that due to the implementation of the CAA, there is a charged up environment and everybody has come out. Chhattisgarh is a good news that despite the Naxal incident, there has been a higher turnout. Meghalaya, we see in Northeast that generally the turnout tends to be higher. However, this time, except for Meghalaya, most of the states like Manipur, Nagaland, or even Arunachal Pradesh, where temperatures might not have been a concern, have seen a decline of turnout.
Right. Mr. Tiwari, should we read too much into these numbers? Because, they also keep changing. And, what could be the combination of factors that could be responsible for this? We've been speaking so much about heat waves, but I was looking at, specifically districts like, seats like Dausa and Churu, where, the voter turnout is slightly better than other constituencies. How do you read those numbers?
So actually, we cannot make any sense of the numbers and its impact on electoral results. So what could be the cause? Of course, heat wave is a reason, because I was just looking at temperatures of a few constituencies. Some constituencies had recorded an increase in temperature of 3% to 5% on the same date compared to 2019. So of course, it's one of the main reasons. The other reasons are that because of the Mission 400 slogan, it could be that some of the BJP cadre and supporters have got complacent. On the other hand, it could also be that the opposition voters, a section of them, see the election as a done deal. So why come out and vote? Now, we've seen some communities like Rajputs and Jats being some discontent with the government, largely in Rajasthan and Western UP, wherein we have seen some decline of turnout. Then urban apathy, of course, has been there and continues to be there. See, what is a cause of concern is that maybe the urban voters have seen all governments, correct? Let's say Chennai. Chennai has seen a Congress government, a DMK, ADMK, BJP part of ADMK, but none of them have been able to solve the problem. So it develops a kind of an urban apathy that there is not only a lack of political will, but even capability perhaps in our political system that they are not able to solve the problems. And in this polarized environment where there is a pro and an anti-government camp, the neutral voters perhaps are left out. Where do they go? So in the Shrill campaign, what has happened is that because of the speeches, also rhetorical speeches, not real issues being taken up by most of the parties, some voters are being felt that they are left out of the political process.
Yes, we'll just come to that. So one state really stood out is Bihar. Bihar's contest seems to be very fiercely fought. But if you look at the numbers of voter turnout, there's a decline. And remember, even in 2019, Bihar's voting percentage was a cause of concern. How do you see this?
Yeah, so it has always been low. This time it is much lower than that. I think in most of the seats, BJP's allies are contesting, except for one seat. Now, due to the constant flip-flop of Nitish Kumar and some tensions even in the LJP camp, it seems that the supporters of BJP are not that enthused to back NDA candidates in these 4-5 seats. And this could be one of the reasons. Again, people being fed up with the political discourse, Nitish being in MJB, then in NDA, then again being in MJB and NDA. So that might have led to some sort of discontent among the voters.
Right. Mr. Tiwari, according to Election Commission of India, there is this one concerning thread. Less than 40% of voters below the age of 18 and 19 have registered for the 2024 elections across the country. Now, every party is talking about Yuva leaders and Yuva voters, but the youngest of the population, eligible population, doesn't seem to be interested in voting. Is it because political parties are not talking in a language that they understand?
Yeah. So one is that political parties are not talking in the language which they understand, because most of the MPs and leaders are above 60 years of age. The other is that they feel that they have been left out of the political process, because except for maybe Modi ki Pathshala or the discussion he has with the students when they go for exams, none of the political parties have an outreach program for 15 to 18 category age. And politics and politicians seems to be a dirty word amongst largely the urban youth. So they do feel a disconnect with the current set of politicians and leaders, because there is no leader of their age group in any political party.
That is a big concern. But so it is not really for sure that just because the voter turnout is high or low, the incumbent is of advantage here, because we keep saying this, that if the voter turnout is more, that means the opposition has to win, but your numbers say otherwise.
Yeah, because it is not a clear trend. However, if you see Gujarat 2017, 2022, in both the situations, the voter turnout declined and BJP won the elections. And in 2022, it won a record mandate. So it is very difficult to say what is likely to happen, because it also depends upon constituency level voter turnout. The anti-incumbency against the MPs or sitting MPs depends upon the constituency dynamics, the caste, etc., who has turned out, who has not turned out, etc. So it is very, very difficult to judge at this point of time, and likely to be a post-mortem analysis only.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Tiwari, for joining us with those insights. That was Amitabh Tiwari, political analyst, helping us make sense of the voter turnout of phase 1 of Lok Sabha 2024 elections.